It was the Memorial Day Spectacular at Berlin Raceway with the Budweiser Super Late Models, Model Coverall Modifieds, Coors Light Sportsman, 4-cylinders, and the Good Humor Mini Wedges all in action.
The first of two 20-lap Coors Light Sportsman features rolled out first, and it was Scott Baker and Cole Roloffs leading the field to the green flag. However, it was inside second row starter Ryan Holtzlander grabbing the lead in the opening lap, and he paced the field for the first 3/4 of the race. As seemingly the checkered flag flew, on lap number 20, Mo Davis would spin in turn number 4. That would set up a one-lap shootout to the finish. On that restart, it would be Austin Hall taking the lead away from Ryan Holtzlander. And Hall, the 2017 Sportsman champion, would go on to win his first feature of the 2019 racing season. Ryan Holtzlander finished in second. Two-time and defending tri-champion and current points leader Brian Thome finished in third. Scott Baker finished a career-high fourth. And 2014 Sportsman champion Randy Veldman rounded out the top 5.
The Model Coverall Modifieds were up next. Traverse City's Greg Nienhaus starting from the pole position. Things got off to a wild start. Josh Frye spins on the backstretch to the number 97. He'd be able to gather back up and continue. Ben Welch returns to the racetrack after a month off and some medical issues. He comes back with a vengeance at lap number 5. He passes Mark Nienhaus and takes the lead at lap number 5. As the laps were winding down with a handful to go, Mark Nienhaus and Zach Clark tangle, get stuck together in turn 2, and that would set up a 7-lap skirmish to the finish. When it was all over, how about this? Josh Frye, after spinning and issues in the pits, comes back and gets past Ben Welch and takes home a feature win. Josh Frye would win over Ben Welch. Kevin DeGood would finish in third.
The first of two 15-lap 4-cylinder features rolled out next. It will be Hector Garcia Sr. and Donner Richter leading the field to the green flag. And it will be Richter leading that first lap. That was until Bill Pease charged through the field from his inside third row starting spot. He would grab the lead on lap number 2. When all was said and done, it would be Bill Pease, the Big Rapids, Michigan driver, the 60-year-old, picking up his first career feature win ahead of Corey Holtzlander. Justin Roloff would finish in third. Matt Bugard, in his first appearance of the season, would grab home fourth. And Corey Pease rounding out the top 5. The Good Humor Mini Wedges 6 to 9-year-olds rolled out next for their 15-lap feature. And after 4 tries, a lap was finally completed. Hoekstra took the lead on the opening lap, and he held off a late charge from Carter Wolf to pick up his 3rd consecutive feature win. Carter Wolf came home in second. Tanner Greenbauer was third, and Lindsey Drogemo rounded out the field. In the Good Humor Mini Wedges 10 to 14-year-olds 15-lap feature, it would be Tyler Davis leading the field to the green flag, but Braden Cook, his cousin, would pace the field for the first 8 laps. That was until Hunter Umlor took the lead with just 7 laps to go, and Umlor, the 12-year-old from Coopersville, Michigan, hung on for his first feature win of the 2019 season. Brody Drogemo finished in second, with Elliott Davis coming home in third. Braden Cook was fourth, and Tyler Davis rounding up the top 5.
The Sportsmen returned to the racetrack for their second of 2 features with Kyle Toppin looking for another feature win. He would lead him to green. At lap number 9, Gunderson spins on the backstretch towards turn number 2, and the 88 car setting up another dash toward the front. Brian Thome, always smooth, gets to the front. At lap number 10, he sneaks past Kyle Toppin, and he would cruise to another victory. Made it look easy. Brian Thome over Ryan Holtzlander, Tyler Naraki, Kyle Toppin, and Austin Hall rounds out the top 5. Model Coverall Modifieds were up next to return to the racetrack. At lap number 1, Billy Epping, Ronnie Smith, and Ben Welch all tangle. Epping goes airborne. Epping and Smith would be done for the night. Welch, with damage, would be able to continue.
Impatient is basically what it boils down to. The 67 put her 3 wide going out of 4, and instead he's out there no problem, and here we are with a junk race car again.
He's got set the fastest time, blew by us all on a mile. I got a $5,000 car. He's got a $50,000 car. Now my car tore up.
At lap number 11, Kevin DeGood gets around Mark Nienhaus, and at lap number 15, Mr. Patient came through. Mike Bubba Brooks in a brand new car sneaks past Kevin DeGood, and he would cruise to a victory, his second ever at Berlin Raceway. Kevin DeGood would be second, Ben Welch third, Mark Nienhaus fourth, and Kyle Drake would round out the top 5. Super late models, 75 laps for $4,000 in a qualifier for the Money in the Bank race. The front row, Evan Shotko and Scott Thomas ready to do battle for 75 laps. Travis Braden sneaks past Scott Thomas at lap number 5, and we went all the way to lap 30 till the competition caution came out. Then the carnage began. Lap number 31, Ken Wabma spins in turn number 1. After he recovers at lap 31 on a nasty restart, Nick DeLongpre, Dave Zagajski, and Lee Van Dyke all tangle crack up. Van Dyke would be out for the night. DeLongpre and Zagajski would be able to continue. Then, just 4 laps later, Tim DeVos and Dave Zagajski tangle in turn 2 as Zagajski goes around and spins it again, but again, he would be able to continue. Boris Jurkovic, who won the race previously back in April, came in big fashion and got past Shotko after hanging in there at lap number 35. We went green flag for another 35 laps and change before Lauren Bush-Sokolowski spun in turn number 4 down to the inside. She would be able to continue. Lap 57 restart. Tom Thomas, Brian Tillema, Evan Shotko, Nick DeLongpre, Dave Lake, Ken Wabma and others pile drive. Big wreck on the front stretch. Some cars able to continue, some not. Either way, carnage was heavy, and most of the field involved in that incident at lap number 57. And in some ways, that made it easy. Boris Jurkovic, the 53 car, in fine fashion. 3 seconds the deficit over Travis Braden. So Jurkovic makes it 2 in a row on the 75 lappers over Travis Braden, Scott Thomas, Nate Walton, and Kyle Jones. And as we wrapped up the festivities, the 4 cylinders back at it one more time with Donnie Hewlett III with a great start. He started on the pole and would leave until lap number 7. Then at lap number 7, Donnie Hewlett spun down to the inside, giving up that lead and handing it back to Holtzlander. Then at lap number 10, Donnie Hewlett, in every effort to make the highlight reel, breaks a wheel right on the front stretch, and the wheel makes it all the way almost to turn 2. Donnie Hewlett would be done after a fine run earlier in the evening. It came down to Justin Roloffs and Corey Holtzlander like it has the last 2 races, side by side, back and forth, exchanging the lead. When it was done with 1.5 laps to go, Corey Holtzlander's done. He gets past Roloffs to take the win. Justin Roloffs would have to settle for second. Bill and Corey Pease would finish 3rd and 4th, and Matt Bugard would round out the top 5.
Saturday, June the 1st, the fire-breathing Wayne Warriors of the must-see Extreme Sprint Car Series invade for their first of 2 appearances in the Engine Pro Fast Car Dash number 1. Also in action with the Engine Pro Super Stocks, the Model Coverall Modifieds, and the Napa Filters Vintage Modifieds, all in action. Adults just $15. For more information, go to BerlinRaceway.com.